This guy educated me without saying anything to me. If you want the key of the house, you have to take it away from Dennis Bergkamp. That's a tough task. I arrive at Arsenal, the song is You Walking the Bergkamp Wonderland. I'm like, whoa. And Dennis talks with his eyes. You understand or you don't, that's on you. At that time, I wasn't playing Arsenal. I'm coming on, I'm fighting with Davor Schuker, Janko Kanu, Marco Van Basten on the left, or Dennis Bergkamp.
Yeah.
So I'm coming and I'm not playing, and I said, okay, let me see what that guy is about. Training session is at 9:30, the guy is there at 8:30. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna arrive at 8:30. He sees me arriving at 8:30, he arrives at 8:25 the day after. So then he's in training. He scores a beautiful goal. I scored 2. The day after, he scores 3. He was hard with me without talking, showing me what is supposed to be done. People always talk about how we were. I never, ever sat at a hotel or at my house or at his house to have a coffee with Dennis Bergkamp in my time at Arsenal. Ever. We never used to speak a lot. But on the field, understanding was there. He educated me. And the first time he came to my house was, I think, 3 years ago. But if he calls me, yes. But if he calls me now or whenever he's in trouble, I'll be there. And I know he will be there. Dennis Bergkamp was the best to make you understand what you need to understand without talking, without saying anything. Just follow his way and trust me, you will succeed. What he was able to do for me is second to none.
You wouldn't know that. That's incredible.
What's going on, people? Welcome back to Curtis Shaw TV, back with another live stream. I thought we'd start off with that, man. When Omri talks, you have to listen. Do you know what I mean? And when he's talking to Declan Rice, you got to listen to that as well. I don't know if that full interview is out now, but it's definitely worth listening to, man. Big up to everyone locked in. I know I was a few minutes late there. I was trying to get that to play. And yeah, I thought, yeah, man, I had a little interlude there. You know what I mean? Big up, Dre. I know you sent it to me as well, but I'd already seen that bit. But yeah, man, we're here, people. And it's cup final weekend. Do you know what I mean? A lot of people used to downplay the importance of winning trophies. And a lot of people like myself and a lot of other people out there have been saying for a long time, this club have got to win trophies. And people go, yeah, but the progress and we're finishing second and this, that, the other. No, we need to win trophies because I don't know about anybody else. The feeling of even being in a Carabao Cup final on Sunday, there's an excitement, there's a nervousness. We're all excited and looking forward to it. You don't get that finishing second. You don't get that getting to a semi-final. You don't get that getting loads of points but not winning everything. It's all about being in a situation where your team can lift a trophy. I said it the other day, shamelessly, people, when anyone else wins the Carabao Cup, I downplay it. A little energy drink trophy, man. I don't care about that. Now we're in the final, boy. That feels like the Champions League final to me right now. I can't wait for that game, but obviously desperate that we win as well. And it's the first cup final watch along of Arsenal that we've done since we've had this channel. So it's going to be crazy. It's mad to think we've gone half a decade without even being in a final, which is crazy. And obviously the last time we won the FA Cup at Wembley, there was no fans in the stadium because it was lockdown. So Aubameyang's, chipping the goalkeeper and you're not hearing any noise from the fans. So this is a big, big game. And I honestly think that if we win this, I think it will be a domino effect where we go and win the league and then who knows, we might even win a third one out of the potential 4. But if we don't win it, does it then make us a little bit shaky going into the title race? But listen, big up to everyone. Will there be a parade after the Carabao Cup? I mean, I don't think so. I don't think there will. But when you've gone so long, I think Arsenal will wait and see if we win anything else. I don't personally expect a parade for the Carabao Cup. But yeah, man, it's a big weekend, big weekend. And Premier League football starts tonight. Actually, I think Man United go to Bournemouth. I was actually looking at it. You know, most of the time, I want Man United to lose just because I know so many people that support Man United. But do we actually want Man United to beat Bournemouth because our next Premier League game is Bournemouth at home? So do we want Man United to? Because Man United are going to get top four anyway. So maybe for once in a long time, I might want Man United to win, but then it doesn't feel right even saying that. Beating City in a final and then in the Etihad is more important. You know the thing, Total Hits, we'd actually take a draw in the league game. I've said for a long time on here, I want Arsenal to create a Wiltord moment where we go to the Etihad and beat them, and you see that goal for years to come. But I think personally, if we win the cup final and then draw at the Etihad, I think that'll be more than enough. I don't think a draw will be enough for Man City to catch us in the Premier League. I think City need to beat us. City need to win their game in hand and then beat us in the Etihad game. But yeah, I'm with you on that. I am with you on that. That if we could win both, it would be incredible. Yeah, make sure you hit the likes, people. Oh yeah, Lawrence, I'm telling you, I'll be honest. I'm expecting record numbers on Sunday. I'm expecting record numbers because a defeat would be the meltdown, and a win would be epic celebrations and drama. It could go to penalties. It could go to extra time. I hope it doesn't, but yeah, a lot can happen. I tell you what, and Lee made this point as well. Lee Judges on Forever. He said, a few weeks ago, I thought we had to win the Carabao Cup to win the league. I do still kind of feel like we should win the league even if we do lose on Sunday, because I just think the gap and the games that they've got, but there could still be that psychological block of, oh wow, we still can't win a trophy. You know, I just think sometimes you look at Pep, you look at Mourinho, so many managers have used this trophy as give the group that feeling of this is what it feels like to win silverware. People have to remember that your Salibas, Gabriels, Declan Rice, they haven't won a trophy at Arsenal. They haven't won anything. So they need to know what it feels like walking up them Wembley steps. I think they're going to be like, wow, this feels incredible. We need more. We need to go and win the league. We need to go and win the Champions League. You know, so let's see. Let's see. You know, there are rumours that Pep could go. These are the kind of games you could get Pep out of the league by winning this, you know. So Ava said, my wedding anniversary is on Sunday. Arsenal, please do not ruin it. Yeah, man. Yeah, well, you got to make sure it's a good anniversary anyway, but losing a cup final won't help. Big C, I know you're a man of the people. No way you support this nonsense talking down Neymar. I watched that overlap episode, and it's nonsense. It's absolute nonsense. So Wayne Rooney comes out and basically says that he's never seen Neymar as a top player, as a top level player. And he said at the level of Messi and Ronaldo. And I thought, first of all, what player in recent times has been in that category? There isn't a player that's been in that category. Messi and Ronaldo are in their own lane. You can only talk about R9, Ronaldinho, Zidane, Maradona, those sort of people there. And I heard Ian Wright said Hazard is better than Neymar, and I went, what are we doing here? What are we doing here, people? You know, people love to change the narrative as you get older and start downplaying things. Let's get one thing clear. Only one player was going to take over those two players, Messi and Ronaldo. And the only player that I've seen do that is Neymar at Barcelona. That is the only player. Neymar at Barcelona was on track to become the best player in world football. Look at what he did against PSG in that comeback game. The free kick in the top corner, the assist in the last minute. He was on his way to go in past Cristiano Ronaldo and then go in for Messi. No doubt about it. If you watched him at Barcelona, he was the next in line. So when Wayne Rooney comes out, I never really put Neymar at the top level. Hold on, mate. His peak was probably higher than Wayne Rooney's peak. If we're being totally honest, he dragged Brazil to a World Cup final, one of the worst Brazils that I've ever seen until they broke his back, right? Look at his goal record for Brazil, and look what he did at Santos, and look what he did at Barcelona. I don't understand all that downplaying. He's one of the most talented footballers I've ever seen, ever. And I've seen Ronaldinho and them guys. He is an incredible footballer. Now, the problem is, he didn't end his career in the right way. He went to PSG, got loads of ankle injuries, and he didn't win the Champions League there. So people then downplay his achievements. But I'm not having that from Wayne Rooney. It's a disgraceful comment. Disgraceful. And then Ian Wright saying, Hazard, what are you talking about? That is what you call Premier League bias. I love Eden Hazard as a player, but come on, what are we doing it? Hazard never really did anything for his country. He went to Real Madrid and flopped. Come on. That downplaying of Neymar's talent is disgusting, honestly. I don't even understand what people are saying. Neymar going to PSG is one of the biggest tragedies in football because he was on his way to becoming the Ballon d'Or winner. And then she said, Mane. Yeah, oh, Sadio Mane. Oh, yeah, Mane, yeah. You think Sadio Mane is better than Neymar? What are we doing here? I don't think people watch football with their eyes anymore. They go, right, yeah, no, I don't want to watch the game. What I'll do, I'll go on Google and I'll just see who got more GA and then they're better. And, what we do. The game's been lost, people. It's been lost. Just my opinion. Some of you may disagree. Some of you might think Rooney and Hazard and them are better than Neymar, but not for me. What I saw him doing at Barcelona, ridiculous, and at Santos as well. But yeah, what would we do right now to have a player who plays like prime Neymar right now? What would we do to have that player? We're clinging on to any bit of individual brilliance that we can get. Lamine Yamal, this, that, the other. But anyway. Being serious, Sadio Mane is the best player in the world. It was rage bait. It was rage bait, man. Yeah, and then they were talking about Salah. Salah, bro, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? Anyway, I do rate Salah, by the way, but come on. Come on, what are we doing? Anyway, let's talk about the England squad that came out this morning. 4 Arsenal players in that squad. And he's done something a bit different this time, Tuchel. I think he doesn't really know who to pick. So he's picked everyone. Not a bad Scouse accent. Not bad. A little bit Brookside, you know what I mean? Faded towards the end, but started off well. Chelsea fans claimed Esteval is a Neymar regen, you know what I mean? Man ain't even an Oscar regen. But anyway, he's picked 35 players for the squad. Now, obviously, you can only take 26 players to the World Cup. But he's picked 35. Now, the big headline of this is that there is no Trent Alexander-Arnold in the squad. No Ollie Watkins. Who was the other one? Luke Shaw has been left out as well. So if you're not in the 35, it's very unlikely you're going to be in the 26. Obviously, no Lewis Skelly. I think we all know he's not going. But yeah, Henderson, Pickford, Ramsdale, Steele and Trafford, 5 keepers. He'll end up taking 3. No Ivan Toney, no Danny Welbeck, which is crazy. Byrne, Gahey, Hall, Konza, Livramento, Maguire, O'Reilly, Kwanzaa, Spence, Stones and Tamori. Elliot Anderson, Bellingham, Joel Garner from Everton. Henderson, Kobbie Mainoo recalled, Cole Palmer, Declan Rice, Morgan Rogers, Adam Wharton. And then the attackers, Jared Bowen, Calvert-Lewin. Calvert-Lewin ahead of Danny Welbeck, and I'm not sure about that. Eze, Foden, Anthony Gordon, Harry Kane, Noni Madueke, Rashford, Saka and Solanke. I think Welbeck's been done very dirty there, man. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe a little bit of Arsenal bias, but I think Welb's been done dirty there. 10 league goals, experienced. This guy, by the way, doesn't want nothing to do with Trent. You know what I mean? Nothing to do with him. Am I going mad here? Is Reece James not in this? Oh, Reece James out 6 weeks, in he? So, yeah. I don't. I'm just thinking who I would have picked. You do need another striker. I would have took Ivan Toney. I'm going to be honest with you. I would have took Ivan Toney. Some of you might sit there and go, yeah, but he's playing in Saudi. But I don't care. I would have took Ivan Toney. Solanke hasn't done anything for Tottenham. Calvert-Lewin, he has had a good season, but let's be honest. If Kane tore his hamstring at the start of the World Cup, are you confident that Calvert-Lewin can do anything? I'm not. I'd have took Ivan Toney. I don't care if he's in Saudi. He bags goals. He's in a title race, and he can finish. Out of the keepers, I reckon Trafford and Steele will probably be left out. Watkins not having a great season, to be honest, but has Tony got 25 goals this year? There you go. It's crazy how when players go abroad, they sort of wrote off, especially like Trent plays for Real Madrid. They just beat Man City over 2 legs. He started both games, and you're taking Jed Spence. No disrespect, I rate Jed Spence, but Kwanzaa from Leverkusen, I know he's a centre-back. Delap's garbage, bro. Do you rate that Delap? I don't rate that Delap one bit. He better find out if he's, from somewhere else, Delap. I think he's one of the most overhyped players. No, man said Tony's playing against Camels. That's disrespectful, bro. Man's in a title race with CR7 and, Benzi and them, man. I'd have taken Tony, man. But, yeah, it is what it is. Tamori from AC, I think he'll end up getting dropped. I reckon Kwanzaa will get dropped as well. But, yeah, England squad. The England squad that ultimately will probably get knocked out in the quarterfinal. I don't see England winning this tournament. I just think the climate in America in the summer, they'll be burning up on the pitch. They don't keep the ball well enough. No Ben White. He ain't playing for England for the foreseeable. Delap is from Canada. He might have to play. He'll be playing for Ireland in 2 years. Speaking of Ireland, man, good friend of mine, David McGoldrick, wasn't picked for the Ireland squad, man. I am gutted for him. I think he felt his international career might have been over, but he's gone to Barnsley in League One, banged loads of goals in. There were rumours he'd get in the Ireland squad for the qualification games coming up next week, but he wasn't picked. So that's a shame for him, man. I was really hoping that he'd get picked. Why always me said, does this trophy make it bigger because it's City? If it was Everton, I think it would be different. Yeah, I agree with that. I think when you get 2 big teams in a final, automatically that competition becomes bigger. So, yeah, we have to win that final as a springboard, said Midnight. Yep, 100%. It can lead to more. Big up Big C and Eid Mubarak to the C unit. Yeah, big up everyone celebrating Eid Gunagank. Big up to you, bro, with the comment. Yeah, McGoldrick's having a good season, man. I thought he might have got in as a backup, but yeah, they didn't go for it. Ronaldinho is better than Neymar. Many people think it. No, I agree with that. I think Ronaldinho is better than Neymar, but this narrative that Neymar wasn't a top player is an absolute nonsense. He's one of the most talented footballers that we've seen, and at Barcelona, he was at a level that I haven't seen that many players at. I mean, you can't judge football based off clips and YouTube videos, but when you look at Neymar's YouTube videos at Santos and at Barcelona, I'm telling you, not many players have touched those levels. They just haven't. Big up Broads, man. Yo! Now, I'm not going to the final. Listen, if you want to let the people, if you're still selling, I know Broads has got a couple tickets for sale for the final. I don't know if he's still got them, but if you want to throw it in the chat, bro, let the people know. I know a lot. Do you know what's funny? I was telling that story the other day. I watched that FA Cup semi-final, and I sat in the Man City end. I know a few Arsenal fans that are sitting in the Man City end this weekend because they can't get an Arsenal ticket, but they can get Man City tickets because I think I think a lot of Man City fans have become spoiled and just saying they don't want to travel anymore. Yeah, they're saying let them know, Broads. Tell the community, man. There might be people in it that will buy them. I know the tickets are very expensive, though, people. Very. even online, I know people are paying like £300, £400, £500 to sit in the Arsenal end. So yeah, they're not gonna be cheap. Wow, he's saying 1,000 each. Jeez, 1,000 each. I'll be doing the watch along, guys. Oh guys. Someone who will be at the final though is Josh. Josh will be there. He said, everyone, DM me on Insta, J Broads. Yeah, listen, if you want, go in and negotiate. Ask him for the C unit discount, Ask him for the C unit discount. Got to do something. Elliot, tickets, get traveling. Let me get this out of the way. Josh Kroenke is likely to meet with Mikel Arteta and Andrea Berta to be updated on the club's plans for the summer transfer window. It is understood Arsenal have identified fullback, centre midfielder and left wing as areas that require strengthening. Now, I did say that I'd heard that possibly Ben White could be on his way out. And obviously we need a left winger. I think that could be Trossard, could even be Martinelli, who knows? And obviously centre mid, we were linked with Tonali. Again, we got to go quality over quantity this summer. This ain't about getting 7 players through the door. This is about getting 3 top quality players through the door. I think we'll get a backup right back to go and challenge Timber. Maybe they will go for Tonali again. And then obviously we need that blockbuster left winger, man. We really do. So we could be in good shape going into next season. This full article, by the way, Sammy Mockbell has confirmed Josh Kroenke will be attending the cup final. Apparently Stan might even be attending. He's remembered he owns a soccer team. But yeah, Josh will be there. I have to admit that Josh and Stan, I kind of view them a lot different in their running of the football club. Because I genuinely think Josh wants to prove that he can run this club properly. And, Stan, we know he didn't have the motivation for it. So I really hope that we do get those players in. And they're high quality players. And obviously there was some rumours yesterday saying Berta that clubs are trying to tap him up. So is what it is. But yeah, we'll see. But Josh will be there. And no, listen, I think since Josh has been running this club, we've been a different football club. I've been massively critical of the Kroenkes over the years, massively. But I do think that Josh is desperate to achieve something here. It's undeniable. We've had 2 windows where we've done over £200 million. I didn't think I'd see that. We've spent 100 million plus on Declan Rice. We've given 300 grand to Saka. Since Josh's been running the club, I genuinely can't be too critical of the financial backing. There are still little things like why was Edu sporting director for so long? Why, there were certain things, but Josh definitely wants to prove a point. He wants to say, look what I've achieved. And, we weren't having that when Stan was in full charge. So let's see. Stan only started investing when he got full control. Yeah, maybe. Maybe these guys don't want to pump money in when they're not at 100% power. Big up Gunarican TV, man. Make sure you go and follow his channel. He's constantly in the community. Big up Views for the raid as well. Make sure you go and follow Views. Anyone who's got a channel as well, make sure you promote your channel in the chat, people. Free promo, why not, A man said 300k is sackable. But you know the thing, from a financial point of view, 300k a week for Saka, that ain't going to hurt them. I'm telling you. Big up Darkside as well, man. I think he's got a channel as well. Make sure you go and follow him. 300k a week to Saka won't hurt Arsenal's pocket. I'm telling you now. He sells shirts, man. You know what I mean? He's the poster boy of the club. Rooney also said Henry is better than Neymar. Henry himself would pick Neymar over him. Now, that's where we're going to have to go in different directions. I don't think Thierry would sit there and say that Neymar was better than him. He'd say, hang on a minute. I've won the World Cup. I've won the Euros. I've won the Champions League. I've won the Prem. I've won the FA Cup. I've won about, what did he win? 4 golden boots. I don't think Thierry would be sitting there saying Neymar's better than him. In fact, I think Neymar might be saying Thierry's better than him. Do you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, well, hey, you know what I mean? Forever Gunner, you're a big part of the community, but I'm going to give you 3 minutes just to maybe go and watch some Thierry Henry clips. I can't be having that. Thierry's better than Neymar. Where to find a replica trophy if we win true to size? Yeah, do you know, honestly, I don't know. Does anybody in the chat know where you can buy replica trophies? I have seen people with them. Maybe eBay or something. I've never looked. I've never looked, to be honest. But yeah, the famous 3 minutes. As I always say, people, if you get the 3 minutes, don't take it as a sign of disrespect. It's actually you know, it's a bit of a reward, really. You know, it's guidance. Try and improve every day. You know what I mean? So 3 minutes, go and watch a Thierry Henry clip, come back, and hopefully your mind is clear and focused. In my prime all day, Thierry Henry. Exactly. Come on, man. Thierry, bro, are you mad? Next level. Next level. Big up Guna Gang. After all the criticism, I got to give Josh his props. Yeah, I'm with you, man. Like, we can... The beauty of football is you can change your mind. Do you know what I mean? You can say I don't rate someone and they do well, and then you go, oh, actually, I rate them. But people will say, oh, you're being a flip-flop doing that. It's not flip-flop. It's just you've got new information. You know, everyone's on to me at the moment. Oh, if Arteta wins the league, are you going to apologise to him? Not necessarily. Did he come out at the end of the season when we finished second and apologise to the fan base? No, he didn't. He tried his best. It wasn't good enough. I haven't seen enough to be convinced. If he lifts the trophies above his head, then I'm convinced. No apologies. You've proved yourself. Bang, keep it moving. Rick said, I've got 4 tickets for Arsenal v City in April in the Champions League game against Sporting at the Emirates. And boy, big money, but worth it though, yeah? Listen, any Arsenal game you can get to between now and the end of the season, if you can get them at a decent price, try and go, because every ticket price is going through the roof. People are already saying, well, if this and this and this happens, that could be the game at the Emirates where we win the league. So you're going to want to be at that game. Tickets are I've seen tickets going for like 2 or 3 grand already, because people are saying that could be the game that Arsenal win the league, and we haven't won a league for 22 years. And people will pay crazy money to be inside that stadium when it happens. So, and if you can get a ticket at face value, you might be able to make some money on it if you don't want to go yourself, you know. I always said, I don't know if I ever told this story, I went to watch Arsenal against Crystal Palace, and a friend of mine played for Palace, so I think you'll know what I'm talking about, but he doesn't actually know that this happened. So he got me a ticket, and I'm walking to the ground. Obviously, the ticket's free. I'm walking to the ground. There's a guy outside Selhurst Park saying, I'm looking for a ticket. So I'm just like, just wondering, my mind's ticking. I wonder how much he'd pay for it. I went up to him. I said, how much are you willing to pay for the ticket? He said, £200. I said, 200? That get me thinking. I said, call it 300 and I'll do it. Before he even thought about it, his hand was in his pocket. £300, he's counting it. And I'm going, go on then. Gave him the ticket, £300, went in the pub and watched the game. We won 1-0. Happy days. Wenger was the manager. But yeah, £300 for a free ticket. You take that all day long, people. You take that all day long. On the road to 500, 65 away. Big up Guna Rican. Listen, there's over 2,000 of you in the chat now. He's 65 away from 500. Cup final weekend. He puts out a lot of content. Let's get him there. Them milestones, you know what I mean? They mean a lot. They mean a lot. Oh, Kevin's come in. He said, Neymar is overrated. Comes from a country that's won 5 World Cups, has won nothing. The Olympics, come on. I know, but what's Hazard won with Belgium? Do you know what I mean? There's a lot of top players. We can let's write off every English player then. Write off every English player post 1966. They're not good enough because you're saying they haven't won a World Cup. It's different. Neymar was playing in a team with a guy called Fred playing up front. Might as well have had Fred Flintstone up front. Look at that. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes it's you can be unfortunate that you're born in a generation where your national team is not that good. And unfortunately, Neymar, he wasn't in a great Brazil team. It's a shame, isn't it? It's a shame. He didn't fulfill his full potential because he chased the cash. I watched that documentary. His dad pushed him towards PSG because of the bag. He wasn't happy with his contract at Barcelona. He wasn't getting that Messi money, and he felt like, boy, if I go PSG, 500,000, I can win the Champions League, their first ever Champions League, and I'll win the Ballon d'Or. Didn't work like that. Man didn't realise that they will kick you all over the pitch in the French league. The French league is one of the most physical leagues in Europe. Neymar didn't seem to understand that until he went there, and they just studded him all over his ankles for 3 years. Karma listen, it goes around. It goes around, goes all the way back around. Who sings that? Timberlake, innit? Yeah, it went around, people. I sold my ticket for 300, and then the Drake concert, they end up as car park tickets. That's what you get. That's what you get. That's why I think I was so much supporting Kendrick during the beef, because I said, this brother, I end up with car park tickets, you know, but it is what it is. Not that I'm bitter or anything. Big up Dark Side, man. He said, thanks for shouting me out. I hit 2K subs. Big up, bro. There you go. Make sure you go and support him. 2K subs. People putting out a lot of content, you know. And it's always good to get extra support. Did someone say channel promotion? Yes, please. There you go, man. Come on. Big up DJ MacDaddy, member for 8 months. It's a no-brainer, people. You know, if you know you've got a community where you can do it, promote your channel, man. Why not? Big up Rick said, big up Guna Rick and his show Waffle House's vibes. Next stop, start trouble inside the Waffle House. Let's go. Cam settings. Rambe, Maradona, Henry, and Messi, the best I've seen. Fair enough. Yeah, listen, I think it's very subjective when you say who's the best ever. You know, I don't think most people would say Messi's the best ever, but you know, my dad says Maradona's the best ever. For me, R9, Prime R9 is my favorite player. Is he the best? I mean, in my mind, he is, but I would probably say Messi's the GOAT. But then some people say Maradona, he won Serie A with Napoli. They'd never won a title. He won the World Cup with an average Argentina team. You know, those things, people would say Maradona. Some people say Pele, George Best, Zidane, R9. Some people say CR7, Messi. I think it's all your own personal opinion and sort of feeling of. Somebody asked me the other day, what's your top 5 players of all time? And I didn't put Cristiano Ronaldo in my top 5. And he was going, how can you not put CR7? I said, bro, you didn't ask me who the best are. You asked me my favorites, who are my top 5. I didn't have CR7 in my top 5. So it's all subjective, man. You know? I'm not saying CR7 isn't top 5. I'm saying he wasn't in my top 5. Just in terms of what I've seen, he didn't capture me as much as other players. I love Zidane. I love Ronaldinho. I love Messi. Love R9. I love Ronaldinho. They're the players that I really. That actually is my 5. That's my 5 right there. Messi, R9, Ronaldinho, Henry, Zinedine Zidane. That's my top 5. That's my top 5. Messi, probably the GOAT. R9, best striker I've ever seen. I've never seen a player like him. Ronaldinho, most entertaining footballer I think the world's ever seen. Thierry Henry, Arsenal hero. So I ain't going to put no one above him. And Zidane, for me, is just an absolute genius. I've never seen a player like him. He made me look at the Brazil team sideways in 2006. He's flicking the ball over R9's head in gold Adidas Predators. He's chipping a penalty crossbar and in against Buffon in a World Cup final. Zizou is on that's my top 5 right there. Exactly the same as that. The order, I'm not sure, but that 5, I can't deny that 5. It's phenomenal. Unreasonable doesn't put Henry, doesn't like his record in finals. Yeah, I hear that. I hear that. RIP Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris, yeah? What? I didn't even know about that. Has that just happened? I heard he was in hospital, wasn't he? Famous actor, yeah, 86 years of age. Jeez, crazy. I did see that story, I think yesterday, saying that he was unwell. Zidane Brazil, the Brazilians, I'm telling you, man. CR7 is top 5 in terms of like what he's achieved in his career, but he's not in my personal top 5. He's just not. Maradona 100% the GOAT. And the only reason I don't put him in there is just because I didn't really see him play live that much. Or when I saw him play live, he was gone. He was in a 94 World Cup. Big up Mawesh Noel, who said, love your content. Some Arsenal fans do not like to be told the reality. Big up Coach. Yeah, 100%. 100%, man. Big up SFT, who's got a channel as well. No problem, bro. Big up, man. A bit of cheeky promotion. Why not? Why not? Right, let's move on. Yeah, I'm waffling at the start of these shows a lot. Just quickly, one little transfer story that I wanted to put out for those of you who've been in here for the whole show. I obviously put the story out that Josh is going to have a meeting with Arteta. Arteta's press conference is live now, by the way, so we should have quotes about Timber, even though we know he's going to say, oh, guys, we have another training today, guys, and he's not going to tell us anything. But on that list, they're saying Arsenal want a fullback, which is a right fullback, a centre midfielder, and a left winger. Now, a story that came out the other day. We're being linked with Tonali. Manchester United being linked with Bruno Guimaraes. Apparently, Bruno Guimaraes has this clause in his contract that if Newcastle don't make the Champions League this season, he is able to talk to a club that qualifies for the Champions League. Now, I'm looking at it now. Newcastle are currently 7 points behind Liverpool in 5th. 5th is likely to get you a Champions League spot. I think we're signing the wrong midfielder. Now, I love Tonali, by the way. If we sign Tonali, no problem. I'm happy with that signing. I think he's a fantastic signing. But I want Bruno Guimaraes ahead of Tonali. I want Bruno Guimaraes. Now, if he's got a clause in his contract, surely you go for him, because there is a flip side that our guy Tonali, he could get done for basically, what did he do again? He did the betting, didn't he? I was thinking of something else then. He could get done for betting. He's been done before, so who knows what's going to happen in the future. Imagine Arsenal went and dropped 80 million on Tonali and they go, well, actually, he's been done for betting a second time. Remember, he got done for 10 months. So the next one's going to be a year plus. I just that concern, and I'll be honest, people, I'm a big fan of Bruno. I'm a big fan of this Bruno, man. I've always rated him. We should have bought him from when he was at Lyon. And I just think, because the only thing I'm looking at with the Tonali signing is we still don't have a centre midfielder that's that creative. You know, Tonali, and then you've got Declan Rice and Zubimendi who plays deep. We haven't got anyone that plays that high up the pitch and can create and can play that ball. And you're right, Akeem, I did want Ivan Toney, but you know the difference? Toney, we were desperate for a striker, so I was willing to take that risk. Do you know, look, we need a striker. Toney's available, 40 million. All right, we'll bet on him. No pun intended. Right now, we don't need to do that. You know what I mean? We don't need to. But we'll see. We always seem to be linked with Newcastle players. We're being linked with Anthony Gordon. Yo, by the way, is it what people just said? Bruno's 29. Is he 29? He can't be. He can't be 29. He's 29 in November. Yeah, that ain't happening. Yeah, ignore everything I've just said. They won't do it. They won't do it. Not at the price Newcastle would want for him. Do you know what it is? He's too fiery a character as well. I don't think Arteta. He's the kind of player that will grab someone round the throat. So I don't think they'd do that. I did not know he was that age, I'll be honest with you. He'd have Arteta around the neck. Oh guys, Bruno, he grabbed me, guys. He tell me I'm not on the bench, guys. He wouldn't have it. He likes nice guys, man. Tonali it is. I've always rated Tonali higher than Bruno anyway, always. No, I'm joking. There's a story out is coming from a terrible source. So I'm not going to buy into it. Yeah, Bruno is older, Gora. I didn't know that. I honestly thought Bruno was like 26. I didn't know he was nearly 29. But obviously the left wing links are all over the place now after that story. And that came from Sammy Mockbell, who is a very reliable source, to say that Arsenal want a left wing or centre midfielder and a right back. Arsenal are one of the best placed teams to sign unsettled AC Milan winger Rafael Leao. Andrea Berta is a big fan of the player. Come on, just tell me there's some truth to this story. 50% of you in the community right now are going, yes, I agree. Great signing. I've always agreed with you. And 50% of you are going, why does he rate this overhyped YouTube merchant? Why does he always talk about this guy? He's not even that good. That's what 50% of you are saying. And I know, I fully understand what you're saying. But trust me when I say, people, I think we need some chaos. I've spoke it into existence. If this deal happens, I actually want... Yo, how do you lot see things like that? I actually want some carnage on the left-hand side. Yeah, Barcola looked good the other day, didn't he? He looked good. I'm sure he got injured. I'm sure I read that Barcola had... Did he pull his hamstring or something? I saw something. Yeah, injury could rule him out of the Champions League. Oh, he sprained his ankle. That's a couple of weeks. Martinelli is not better than Leao, bro. Not a chance. I need agent fees. I've always said Kvara the dream, but I don't think we get him, right? I don't think he leaves. So then we got to start looking down the list. Barcola, but again, could we get him? He's playing a lot because Doué's getting benched a lot at the moment. So I don't know whether we could even get Barcola. Then you got Nico Williams, who I don't think is that good. And he's on huge wages. I like Yildiz. All right, I'll be honest. I think Yildiz is gettable. Even though he signed a new contract, I think Yildiz is gettable because Juventus are having a poor season. It doesn't look like they're going to get in the Champions League. So I think you could get Yildiz, and I like Yildiz. Yildiz would probably suit Arteta's style more than Leao. Listen, I'd take Vinny every single day of the week. I know there's people going, oh, Vinny's too much carnage, but he's a world beater. I'd take Vinny all day long. 100 mil for Rafinha. I think the problem with deals like that, though, Chico, is I've seen a story where Rafinha was saying Barcelona's his dream club. So why would Rafinha leave Barcelona to come to Arsenal? I just don't see it. He plays... I'm actually going to do a video during the international break. I'm going to look at the players, right back, centre mid, left wing that we could go for, because they are the positions that we're looking at. But I'd take Leao, man, I'm telling you. And I would use that carnage that's going on at Barcelona to just get a reduced price. You know what I mean? I go to Milan and say, well, his attitude's not great. We'll give 55 million for him. They go, well, 60? Oh, okay. Whooped. I'd take him. But I'm also Georgian, like Kvara, super happy there. Yeah, I read the article saying his whole family are settled over there and stuff, and that he loves it there. So I just don't see any way how you get Kvara out of there. You'd rather have Rashford or Nico Williams over Leao? I'm not a big fan of Nico Williams. Rashford, for a couple of years, I did want him at Arsenal, but I don't know about now. The left-wing market's not in a good place. It's not. It's not at all. And we're going to have to spend big money by the look of it. All those guys we're mentioning, by the way, they're all expensive. Makes you wonder why they didn't go for Lookman at 30 million. I think Leao will link... I think with Leao link, we will play different football next season. Integrating Wanerian Dalman, skillful player, Zubi at his best, we will change. I just think sometimes you need one player in your team that's just unpredictable, that puts defences on the back foot, that's wild, that doesn't always score loads of goals, but he frees other players up to go and get more space. And I think Leao would help Saka by doing that. But does he defend enough? Somebody just said in the chat that he's put on a lot of size as well since playing up front. Doesn't look as mobile. Heard rumours Berta is linked to Monaco and Man City. He ain't going nowhere. He ain't going nowhere. DJ said, loving how Glock's game is improving. Yeah, definitely. I thought the other day that was one of his best games without actually scoring. You just described Eze. Yeah, but do you know what, Lay? He's the central one. I think we need one on the wing as well. And I think Eze is showing now that he can add that work rate to his game. So why can't we add the work rate to another player's game? I never thought Eze would be running like he is now. So broken Rodrigo, nah, he's too broken. ACL and he's just at the beginning. He won't be back. I think they said he ain't back till January, February next year. Willian. There's a left winger in Mallorca, Jan Vergili, absolute baller. He's 19. Keep an eye out. And Salman, didn't you say you was at the Barca game the other day against Newcastle? Remember after that first game, there was people in the chat. Oh, Curtis, you overhyped Lamine. He didn't do anything against Barcelona. Against Newcastle. Lewis Hall locked him up. I mean, Lewis Hall and them, they couldn't lock a bicycle the other day with a padlock. You know what I mean? I seen them man dancing around their defence. I feel like Leao is an old school winger, exciting to watch, but no output. Yeah, and I hear that as well. I do hear that. Cole said get Barcola. Also Sunday, let's try 4-4-2. Real did it. They did. But I just don't see him doing it in a cup final. Speaking of cup final, let's pick the team for the cup final. It is Carabao Cup final weekend. I'm going to probably put a little preview out tomorrow where we're going to go into a bit more detail. We'll do a bit of tactics. How are Man City going to set up? I was looking at Man City. They're only missing 2 players. One's Vardiol, who could be out for the season. And obviously the other one is Mark Gahey, who is ineligible to play due to signing too late in the competition. It's a bit crazy that, isn't it? Semenyo's played for Bournemouth but can play. Gahey's played for Palace but can't play. To me, you should either be cup tied. You should either say, look, if you play in a competition for one club, you can't play for another club in that same competition. Or you say you can play for as many teams in the same competition. Why say, oh, but you've got to be signed by the quarter final or you can't play? It's just stupid. It should be one or the other. So, yeah, but Gahey won't play. But a lot of their players are back from injury now. So Kovacic and all those players are back. Very interesting, the discussion this week all over socials, all over YouTube channels is who should Arsenal play in goal? Robbie asked me this yesterday. He said, who would I play in goal? I said, if it was me, I would play David Raya. But I think Arteta will definitely play Kepa because I just don't think he will do that to him. And I think they would have been the circumstances of Kepa signing for the club. It would have been, you're going to have the Carabao Cup, you're going to have the FA Cup, and Raya's going to have the Champions League and the Premier League. I would play Raya. We've waited 6 years, well, 2020, summer 2020 pretty much. We've waited nearly 6 years for a trophy. I'm not here to go, oh, here, Kepa, you can have your minutes. I know there's people saying, yeah, but he got us to the final. I understand that, bro, but let's be real. You're supposed to play your best team in a final. It's as simple as that. However, Kepa's going to play. Arteta's, and I hope Trafford's playing for Man City because I don't rate him. And I think Kepa's better than Trafford. So Kepa's going to play, in my opinion. Gabriel and Saliba, obviously a no-brainer. Left back for me is Nkapie. Some of you may go with Calafiori, maybe better going forward, but I think if you've got Semenyo and Doku on the wing, you need the better defender. And for me, Nkapie is the better defender. As Pep said, let's have a look actually, because the press conferences are going on now. As Pep said, somebody just said Pep said Trafford will start, which I hope he does, because I actually don't rate Trafford. So, and I think Kepa is better than Trafford. And he's moaning, saying he was brought to the club under false pretenses. Yeah, Pep Guardiola has confirmed James Trafford will start the Carabao Cup final against Arsenal ahead of Donnarumma. It's so nice when managers just tell you things, isn't it? Arteta would never tell you that. Hi, mate, will Kepa playing goal? Oh, guys, we have one more training session, guys. Imagine if Arteta's thrown as a curveball, though. Pep's thrown as a curveball. Yeah, Trafford will start. And you see Donnarumma come out. Oh, no, I've just started Kepa and they've got Donnarumma. Get him off. Sub him off at kickoff. Birmingham v Arsenal League Cup, that hurt. Emotion don't care. After an energy drink truck, bro. That Obafemi Martins goal, man. Oh, man. We don't like to talk about that. I would play Rail. I'm sorry. What would you guys do? I'd play Rail. Kepa, yeah, well, you promised me. I know I did, but it's business. Right back, I'm just going to write Timber and hope for the best. But if it's not Timber, I'd go Ben White. I know some people would go for Mosquera, but I'd go for Ben White just for the partnership with Saka. I think the rest of the team, most of it picks itself. I'd go Zubimendi. He had one of his best games the other day, I thought, in a while. Declan Rice and Ebbs. Last time he was at Wembley, he scored the winner against Man City, so we need a repeat. Saka on the right. I know he's not in great form, but I'm going to keep the faith. Gyökeres up top. On the left, I think he'll go Trossard. Because I think he'll look at it and go, big pitch, tired legs, Martinelli off the bench. Martinelli against tired legs is a bit of a cheat code. But do you start Nelly? Who would you guys play? I think he's going to play Trossard. Trossard played all right the other day. I think he might go Martinelli as the finisher, guys. Oh, guys, the finishers, guys. Because you do have to look at who you're bringing on. If you can bring on Martinelli, Noni Madueke, Max Dowman, those sorts of players against tired legs. So I think Trossard will work our way into the game. He'll keep the ball a little bit better than Martinelli. I think this will be... Wow, has Mosquera got in the Spanish squad? Because Mosquera, they were saying, Colombia are trying to call him up. Because his family, he's got Colombian family. That is... Yo, Mosquera's in the Spanish squad. Big him up, man. Their centre-backs are not amazing. Kubasi, Laporte, and Dean Howson. And Mosquera. He could go to the World Cup, really. I don't know if anybody's injured that's caused him to get picked, but yeah, Mosquera is in the Spanish squad. By the way, I just saw that Timber is in the Dutch squad, so Arteta's not going to tell us much, let's be honest, but is that an indication that maybe Arsenal have given Holland, the Netherlands, the okay that Timber will be all right? I really hope so. Just seeing here, yeah, Arsenal defender Jurrien Timber has been named in the Dutch squad. Does this indicate that he will be okay for the final this weekend? I'm just looking here. Is Arteta... Are there any quotes up about Arteta? What's he said in the press conference? Let's have a look. If there's any quotes out. Yeah, well, a lot of people say Arlen Normand. Yeah, I don't think he's in the squad. Big up everyone celebrating Eid as well. A lot of people say, oh, international break's good, we'll have a break. Actually, it can be worse because in reality, if we had a game at the weekend, 11 players will start. At the most, you'll bring 3 of them, maybe 5 of them on for limited minutes. International break, we might be sending 20 players on international duty. And maybe 18 of them are going to start for their country. So, and then you've got to add all the travelling, and then, they're not on the training schedule that they're on with Arsenal. So sometimes it can be worse. Oh, here we go. Mikel Arteta has refused to say who will start in goal for the EFL Cup final. Not surprised. He says Timber and Odegaard are in contention. I bet Odegaard, I said this last week, Odegaard will be on the bench. Odegaard will be on the bench, I'm telling you. He will come back for the final. It'll be one of them where you know, sometimes a player comes back from injury and they're not fully fit. Sometimes they can't even come off the bench, but they're just there to be there. I bet money that Odegaard's on the bench. He'll want to lift that trophy. Timber and Odegaard apparently were seen arriving at the training ground this morning. Obviously doesn't mean they're fit, but they could be turning up for treatment. But listen, let's hope Timber's available, man. Odegaard with the shameless trophy lift. Exactly. He'll want him to lift it just to make it look like he won it for us, But I think this will be the starting 11. Kepa, we're hoping Timber, from what we're reading, he should be, well, we don't know. He's been seen training, but that doesn't mean he's fully fit. Nkapie at left back, Gabriel Saliba, Zubimendi, Rice, Eze, Trossard, Saka, and Gyökeres. In terms of City, I mean, I'm just thinking, like, how are City going to set up? City will probably go. Let's go through the City team quickly. I reckon City will go. Well, Pep's saying Trafford's in goal, but is he playing mind games? I doubt it. Surely he wouldn't publicly say that Trafford's playing and then leave him out. They'll probably go Ruben Diaz and probably Cousinov. Is that how you spell his name? Yeah. Although John Stones is back fit, maybe he'll go for his experience. Got Nunes at right back, and probably will he go O'Reilly at left back? What am I doing here? Nico O'Reilly. Midfield will go Rodri. I don't even know, who does he actually play in midfield? I don't know who he plays. Bernardo Silva, and does he play Reinders? I don't actually know what their midfield is. Sometimes he actually plays O'Reilly in midfield and plays Aït-Nouri at left back. So I actually don't know. I'm just going to assume Reinders, but I have seen Reinders on the bench a little bit, so I could be wrong there. I'm assuming Doku, who could be dangerous if Timber's not fit. He's a concern for me. Semenyo, Haaland. He's so unpredictable though, Pep. And he could turn up with something totally different. You think Cherki will start? He's been on the bench a lot as well, hasn't he? Aït-Nouri's been playing left back, and then I've seen. Listen, he could play anything. It could be Semenyo and Cherki and no Doku. I don't know. Eze loves Wembley, has had some great performances, scored some great goals, yeah, and we need another one from him. We need another one. Triple Z Lack said, my worry is City will take a red card if it means they injure a key player, which will help them get the league. Calling it now, Silva will get a red. I don't know, man. I don't know if he'd just do that and throw a game away. Cherki ain't starting. He don't run. Mamouche, yeah, I've seen him starting. I don't even know what system City play. I've seen Mamouche and Haaland playing. Is he playing like 4-2-2? I think he's been playing a back four and then playing O'Reilly and Rodri as like two DMs. And then he plays like Bernardo Silva and Semenyo as two like wide midfielders. And then he plays Mamouche and Haaland as two strikers. It's crazy. And then, yeah, I've seen Semenyo was in the 10-1 game. So, do you know what? There's no point even trying to guess. He could play anything. He might go for John Stones' experience next to Diaz instead of Cousinov, to be honest. Mamouche on the left, yeah, he could do anything. It's too difficult to even predict it, to be honest. So, it's probably not worth doing. But, yeah, as I said, Arteta's quotes, we haven't got the full press conference, but he has refused to name what goalkeeper will play. And he says that Timber and Odegaard are likely to be in contention for the weekend's game. Mikel Merino will be the only Arsenal player in the squad that is currently injured or unavailable. Do you know what I just thought was interesting before I round up, right? I don't want to give you all PTSD, but I just saw this picture. This was Arsenal's team in the last Carabao Cup final. Or it might have been the Carling Cup final then, who knows. But this was the team when we got embarrassed by Manchester City in 2018. Look at the state of some of these players. David Ospina in goal. It's already started bad. Our back four was Chambers at right back, Monreal at left back, Mustafi and Koscielny. I mean, genuinely, Monreal wouldn't get on the bench. I don't think he's better than Calafiori or Nkapie. Certainly not in this system. Callum Chambers would struggle to get in the under-23s. Mustafi, he wouldn't even be able to be Gunnosaurus. Koscielny's not bad. He's not better than Gabriel or Saliba, but he'd be on the bench. Ospina's not better than Kepa or David Raya. Granit Xhaka, he'd be in the squad. He'd be in the squad. Ramsey would be in the squad. Hector Bellerin, no, he'd be planting trees somewhere. Jack Wilshere, this version of Jack Wilshere wasn't great, but he'd be in the squad maybe. Mesut Ozil, yeah, but he was fading as well. The only player there really is Oba. He's the only player that would get in this starting 11. He's the only one. The rest of them, I'd put Koscielny, Xhaka, Ramsey on the bench maybe. Even that Jack Wilshere was starting to fade. You'd probably put Jack on the bench, to be fair. But Monreal was decent, but he got done a lot as well. He was, you know, I mean, he was just a steady 6 out of 10. But overall, look at the state of that team. We got embarrassed in that final as well. I used to watch them games and just thinking, yeah, we're going to lose, but I'm just here for vibes. See Aguero lobbing us after like 5 minutes. But boy, it's interesting times, man. No, Oba signed the new deal after this. We won the FA Cup 2 years later. I think this was this Wenger's last season? I think it was Wenger's last season, 2018. It was horrific. Yeah, it might be a back five. Because why is Bellerin in midfield? I don't know what we were playing, but we've come a long way. But look how far we came. Listen to that song, by the way, Meek Mill, banger. Listen, I'm out of here. I'm going to get a pre-record out tomorrow. Just a little bit more detail. I'm going to go through Arteta's press conference and the Pep one and sort of gather what we think it's going to look like in terms of starting lineups. And then we will be back on Sunday, 4:30 kickoff. I might go live much earlier, to be honest, but keep your notifications on. I might go live at like 2:30 or 2:45. We might have a 2-hour build-up to the game. But listen, enjoy your weekend, the calm before the storm. I'll redirect you over to troops, hit him with a C Unit raid, and cup final on Sunday. Big up to everyone locked in. Hit the likes, and I'll see you all soon, people.